George Orwell. But if thought corrupts language, language can also corrupt thought. People sleep peacefully in their beds at night only because rough men stand ready to do the violence on their behalf. Everyone believes in the atrocities of the enemy and disbelieves in those of his own side, without ever bothering to examine the evidence. He wears a mask, and his face grows to fit it. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful, and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present, in which the party is always right. One does not establish a dictatorship in order to safeguard a revolution. One makes the revolution in order to establish the dictatorship. Freedom of the press, if it means anything at all, means the freedom to criticize and oppose. Big Brother is watching you. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. You will be hollow. We shall squeeze you empty. And then we shall fill you with ourselves. Power is in tearing human minds into pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choosing. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4. If that is granted, all else follows. It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of words. The very concept of truth is fading out of the world. Lies will pass into history. The past was erased. The erasure was forgotten. The lie became the truth. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. The further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those that speak it. Until they become conscious, they will never rebel. And until, after they rebelled, they cannot become conscious. To see what is in front of one's nose needs a constant struggle. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. To die, hating them, that was freedom. In the face of pain, there are no heroes. Man is the only real enemy we have. Remove man from the scene, and the root cause of hunger and overwork is abolished forever. How does one man assert his power over another Winston? Winston thought. By making him suffer, he said. That rifle on the wall of the laborer's cottage or working class flat is the symbol of democracy. It is our job to see that it stays there. There are occasions when it pays better to fight and be beaten than not to fight at all. The choice of mankind lies between freedom and happiness. And for the great bulk of mankind, happiness is better. Men can only be happy when they do not assume that the object of life is happiness. Every generation imagines itself to be more intelligent than the one that went before it, and wiser than the one that comes after it. The creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again. But already, it was impossible to say which was which. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. This work was strictly voluntary, but any animal who absented himself from it would have his rations reduced by half. There are some ideas so absurd that only an intellectual could believe them. Reality exists in the human mind, and nowhere else. Nothing was your own, except the few cubic centimeters inside your skull. The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection. On the whole, human beings want to be good, but not too good, and not quite all the time. We do not merely destroy our enemies, we change them. If you can feel that staying human is worthwhile, even when it can't have any result whatever, you've beaten them. It was not by making yourself heard, but by staying sane, that you carried on the human heritage. The consequences of every act are included in the act itself. Your worst enemy, he reflected, was your own nervous system. At any moment, the tension inside you was liable to translate itself into some visible symptom. They say that time heals all things. They say you can always forget. But the smiles and the tears across the years, they twist my heartstrings. Yet confession is not betrayal. What you say or do doesn't matter. Only feelings matter. If they could make me stop loving you, that would be the real betrayal. If you loved someone, you loved him. And when you had nothing else left to give him, you still gave him love. Perhaps one did not want to be loved so much as to be understood. If you want to keep a secret, you must also hide it from yourself. Under the spreading chestnut tree, I sold you, and you sold me. There lie they, and here lie we, under the spreading chestnut tree.